Charlie would basically be a stoner if this movie wasn't for kids.
Yeah, 100%.
Comment and request your favorite show! Junior and Marcus!
Lemonade Mouth is the 2011 Disney movie about a high school band. I'm Junior.
I'm Marcus.
Let's talk about it. The movie starts with a concert, and it really sets the tone for this whole movie.
Yeah, it does.
It starts with a concert, but wait. This isn't how it all started. Let's rewind a bit. So then we get to detention, and right as the teacher's about to explain something to them, but wait. This isn't how it started.
Isn't it so crazy how, like, when the movie starts trope, but it's not actually starting trope, was they thought it was so good they had to do it 2 times?
Twice in the same movie? What are you doing, movie? Okay, and basically what we discover is that there are 5 students going to this high school, and each of them has a really unique skill.
You remember their names?
Yes. No. Here we go. We have Wendell, the redhead, kind of, he's not really a geek, he's just kind of socially awkward, I guess.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, he has a lisp.
Yeah,
And
it's weird. He does have a lisp.
But only when he speaks, not when he raps or when he sings.
Or anything.
Interesting.
Only when he talks.
And then we have Mo, who, in my opinion, is the best character in the movie. She has this whole dilemma, like, she has a very in-depth story about her not wanting to be, like, should she be this really perfect Indian daughter that her father wants, or should she be this, nice high school girl? Can she have a normal life, or does she have to constantly live a double life? Really interesting character, Mo. Stella. I'll get back to Stella. There's Olivia, the girl whose mom is dead.
No, you see, you think Junior might be being a little bit rude there. Nah, that's literally her whole character.
That is her whole character.
She's awkward, and her mom's dead.
And I think the biggest problem with Olivia is that, okay, for those of you who don't know, Lemonade Mouth is actually based on a book. And they changed quite a few things from the book, and I'm fairly certain, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Olivia, the reason why she's so shy and insecure is because of her looks, and she's, like, not supposed to be a very attractive girl. But they casted a girl who is clearly attractive, so
yeah, no,
she's just insecure because...
She's literally just insecure, and it's very funny to me because she's insecure, but by the time they're performing...
Oh, she's perfectly fine.
She is going at it on the stage. She's throwing herself down.
Yeah. She goes off whenever they perform. Yeah, that's very true.
It's the whole insecurity thing. It doesn't really show off very well.
It doesn't. If they stuck with just the mom story, I think that would have been fine,
no,
right?
Because it's not just that their mom's dead. Her dad isn't around either.
That too. Yeah, she lives with her grandma. Yeah, okay. And we have Charlie, who I think we early in this movie, Marcus made a joke that, like, Charlie would basically be a stoner if this movie wasn't for kids.
Yeah, 100%.
And then we watched the whole movie that way, under the guise that Charlie was a stoner. And the reason why he doesn't want to get caught at school is because of that. Okay, but in actuality, Charlie, his parents want him to be his brother, basically.
Exactly,
yeah, his brother's a star soccer player, but Charlie's not very good at soccer.
At all. He's horrible. He can't even kick a ball. It's really funny. Jeez.
Who can't kick a ball?
He couldn't kick the ball.
That's true. That's true.
Isn't it crazy how Charlie can't kick a ball to get it in the net? Or kick it off the post, but when he gets mad, he can send the ball flying right at his coach.
Yeah, that is
attention. Convenient.
It's bad writing. So we have Stella, the Disney rebel. Okay, Stella, Ella Ola. I think it's interesting that Stella, the rebellious teen girl, Disney rebel. And when I say Disney rebel, I mean not really a rebel, more like a poser. Because Stella, for someone who's so rebellious and so anti-establishment and so, like, I don't play by your rules, Stella gets a detention slip, and what does she do? She goes to detention. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. She just goes.
Nah, when that happened, I was all like, so this is our rebel character? Our rebel character that gets sent to detention actually goes to detention. Why not just skip school? I'm confused.
Like, actually, why wouldn't she just skip school if she's such a rebel? And it's weird because, like, she feels like an activist that straight up has no idea what she's talking about. There's a scene later on where she's with her parents, right? Like, at the dinner table. And she's talking about, like, oh, we should all be vegetarian because
Her dad's eating fish.
And it's so funny because like her family seems like the sweetest family too. And like Stella's just acting out for no reason. Like, come on, chill, Stella. Like, relax. Stella's shirt just happens to say "Vegetarians Rock." Like, did she just wear that shirt to dinner? Like, she's seeking things to cause problems with.
No, she's a punk rocker for attention. She's not punk rock.
Exactly. And I will say too. So, what gets Stella the detention slip was her standing up during a school assembly. A school assembly for our favorite drink, Turbo Blast.
Turbo.
And I gotta say, like, Marcus said it. It looks like they're in pain. It's like an advertisement for some juice the school is sponsored by, and it looks like they're miserable in the advertisement.
They're all hurt.
It's so funny. And Stella stands up and she begins to protest because, you know, Stella's got a Stella, and she's wearing her shirt that says like disagree with authority, like something weird like that.
Oppose authority or something.
Very pleasantly disagree with authorities, please. Yeah,
listen to what they say, but you know, in your head, don't disagree. That's what the shirt says.
Disagree with authorities when it is the least convenient to you and all those around you. That's Stella's motto.
Yes.
But yeah, and then what I will give them kudos for, not everyone cheers for Stella when she's doing that. A couple people boo.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, good. Okay, they're being a bit realistic here. I mean, if they were really going to be realistic, I don't think anyone would say anything.
No.
Like, you really?
No.
Kid stands up. We don't have to listen to this, right, guys? Everyone would be so silent. Like, right, guys?
Sit down!
Get out of here, new kid, because remember, she's new.
Yes, this is her first day, and she's out here making a scene. Nah.
Principal... Ugh, more books. Principal Waxel Principal Prickly.
No.
What's his name?
Brannigan. Zach Brannigan.
I forgot.
How'd you forget? He even looks
Sorry,
like Zach.
I didn't even write his name down. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, he's like a weird guy who like just puts all the music stuff in the basement. And you know what else he also leaves in the basement of the school? The lemonade drink thing, which is really weird because later on they address the lemonade machine. And it's like, there's a lemonade machine down there?
Yeah, no. So the school put the lemonade juice machine into the basement, right? Forgot that it was there. But these kids that go into the basement are always drinking it. So that lemonade must be expired. That can't be good for them.
Who's refilling it? Who's taking the money out?
You know?
Yeah, and the lemonade's probably expired. But anyway, they get into the detention room, which is like, all the music stuff is there because the guy does not care. The principal does not care about music. He doesn't care. So he just throws it all in the basement, and all the kids, the 5 detention kids, they end up sitting in detention, and their detention, what would you call the supervisor?
Yeah, detention supervisor.
Yeah, the only black person in this movie.
That's the
only black person in this movie. She tells them that, you know, it's such a shame that he doesn't care about music and the arts. He cares more about the sports people. Because, like, Mo's boyfriend does not get into detention because, oh, he's a sports guy, so it's okay. But Mo gets detention even though they did the exact same thing, right? The double standard. And the supervisor's talking about that double standard. She leaves the room, and what did the kids do? They pick up the instruments, right? Which, you know, sure, whatever.
Junior, you're leaving out very specific details. The teacher did not just leave the room. The teacher left the room and said, clean this up.
Oh, yeah.
Clean this up. They didn't just grab instruments.
That's true.
She said, clean this up, and then left the room.
Mm-hmm.
And so they all went to their own devices to start cleaning, and there was a bucket with water dripping into it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the key.
That was the key. So basically, after they hear a little rhythm, they all start playing together. Like, Stella starts clapping around her body and stuff, and it's like, is she the punk rocker? Really? Really?
Have you ever seen the movie Stomp the Yard? That's what she tried to do.
I never thought of that. They end up playing the instruments inside the room. Stella's a left-handed guitar player, and, you know, I just think it's very convenient that the guitar there was a lefty. Now, it's possible that they had many guitars and Stella just picked up the lefty, but I still think that's a little funny. Let me tell you something about Lemonade Mouth, Marcus. Let me tell you something about Lemonade Mouth.
I'm listening.
They're magic. Okay, and this is a constantly running thing throughout this entire movie. During detention, they sing a song, and not only does it have a bit of vocal tuning, somehow, there are backing vocals as well. And sure, later on we see Stella. So like Olivia's the main singer. Later on we see Stella and Mo sing along with Olivia. But there's a male vocalist too in the backing vocals. But neither Charlie or Wen have their mouths open.
Nope.
Who's singing the male backing vocals? It's magic.
Yeah.
Lemonade Mouth is magic.
It's crazy.
So basically, they play a nice little number inside the room. The teacher comes in, the supervisor. She's probably the music teacher.
Yes.
Yeah, she comes in and she's like, "Guys, you guys sound great." And then the trend begins. Okay, here is a constantly flowing trend in Lemonade Mouth. I call it the back and forth. Okay, I call it the tug of war. No, I don't want to do this. All right, let's do this. Okay, because that happens like 4 times in
Honestly,
this movie. It just keeps happening.
It's crazy.
So literally, the teacher comes in and says, "Hey, you guys should be a band." And then it's like, nah, I don't really want to do it. I'll pass. I'm not going to do it. So yeah, they end up, what happens? Like they leave, and then how do they get convinced? Because that's what happens next. In all these scenes, they get convinced somehow.
Stella has like this epiphany. I think it's after she has the dinner, the vegetarian dinner with her parents.
You're right.
Yeah. She has this epiphany where she doesn't want to be a nobody in high school or something or whatever, right? And she somehow, and I'm telling you, she should find a new career, because she was able to get these kids' numbers without I don't know who she talked to. She's a new kid, first day at school. I'm gonna get these numbers without talking to anybody. Gets them, boom. Sends out a text. They actually all show up. Stella has powers. Stella's magical.
Yeah. Also, yeah, Stella convinced all of them to show up too. That's another funny thing. Even though Stella's like quote unquote the problem kid, they're all like, yeah, sure. But
the new kid wants to hang out. Let's
yeah,
go.
sure, why not? Now, here's the other funny thing about that. So I never thought about this until you just said that. Lemonade Mouth was created just to brush Stella's ego.
Oh yes.
Like it had nothing to do with the music. It had nothing to do with the friendship. Like eventually it became about the friendship, but initially it was just so that she can say she had something to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
She just struck gold, I guess.
100%.
Yeah. So Stella convinces everyone to play in the band. All right. And at first they start playing, and this is a really neat scene where, the first time a band gets together, you're doing a little jam session, and you have like Stella, who's pretty much the leader of the band, even though she's not the lead singer, she's pretty much the leader. Yeah. So she tells them, okay, we're playing in 4/4. And she starts playing something, and then Mo starts playing something on the bass, along with Stella playing it on the guitar, and it sounds really cool. Just saying, sounds really nice.
It did. It actually sounded like the start of a Tame Impala song. It was really, really cool.
It was really nice. But then after a while, like Charlie's messing up, so then Olivia doesn't feel comfortable, and then it's like, I don't know if we should be a band, guys. And people start walking away. It's like, yeah, forget this band stuff. I don't think this is a good idea. And then Magic Wen. The magical, mystical leprechaun Wen. The magical red-headed Wen. He plays 3 notes on the piano. He plays like a few notes. He plays some notes on the piano, and right away, everyone's convinced we've got to be in a band. Just instantly, I'm convinced. They end up meeting together in the lunchroom, and basically like a fight ensues, like sort of like they kind of just harass Charlie a bit, and then it's like, Wen, help me. It's like, well, I'm not really a fighter, Charlie.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and then what happens is Stella's like, I know what to do, and she takes a swig of her lemonade and she spits it on the lead singer of the Mudslide.
Let me tell you, oh my gosh, did it look like reptiles spitting out acid from Mortal Kombat into someone's face? It was hilarious.
Marcus literally went, reptile wins.
It was so good.
The principal shows up and he's like, what's the commotion? What's this whole conundrum going on here? What's the confusion? What's all the calamity? What's all the complexity?
What's the hubbub?
In case all of you wondered how I write all the alliteration, yes, it is off the dome. I don't Google words. What do you think this is?
What are you talking about?
So, the lead singer of the Mudslingers, the Mudsliders, the Mudslide Crash, we're going to call them the Mudsliders for now. That sounds like a derogatory term, doesn't it?
Sound like a derogatory.
Out of here, you mudslinger.
You dirty mudslinger.
Basically, the lead singer digs his own grave when he says to the principal, I was just trying to get a nice Turbo Blast energy drink, right? And then Lemonade Mouth over here, ding, da-ding, ding, 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 ding. Okay, Stella gets the name for the band from an insult that the guy throws at her. And honestly, just beautiful. Wonderful.
Mhm.
I think that's a great way to get the band's name.
100%.
That's how we got our name. Yeah, she spat at him with the lemonade in her mouth. Here's the thing, though. Why wouldn't he have said, like, soda mouth or, like, literally anything else?
You don't know if that lemonade's carbonated or not.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
We have no idea.
yeah, we don't know.
But expired lemonade here. Spit throat here.
yeah,
Like he could have said a lot of things. Reptile here.
juice girl.
Yeah. Oh, the juice girls.
Um,
Yeah, he could have said so many different things.
Spitter McSpitterson. Sally Spitz.
If you want to hear the full uncut version of this commentary, you can go ahead and check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast.
Spotify, Apple Music, the other one.
Yeah.
Anywhere where podcasts are available. Thank you for listening to Junior and Marcus Talk. We'll be back again next time. We love you.